What is up, fellas? We are back for another UFC predictions video. This time for UFC Fight Night, Blanchfield versus Barber at the Apex. I'm sure we're all really excited for this one, guys. There are a couple of good fights on this card, though. I just don't know why we get such sloppy main events for these cards. Uh, this is a brutal one. I can't wait to waste half an hour of my life this Saturday watching that. Uh, let's jump right in, though. Kicking us off at women's straw weight. Ryan Dos Santos taking on Alice Adreline. Also, if you're new, subscribe. Thank you to everybody who subscribed for my last video. Sorry, this video is out a day late, but it's hard to find motivation to watch any level of tape for some of these fucking fights. If I'm being honest. Um, yeah, women's strawweight. What the fuck is this line? Ryan Dos Santos, Alice Adreline. Ryan Dos Santos shouldn't be minus 340. This is a very low level women's MMA fight, so somebody being a giant favorite like this, I don't love too much. Lost to Alan Carr. Alan Carr's all right. Got robbed against Puja Tomar. You know, she should probably be 4-1 in her last five. To be fair, Alice Adreline though losing to Shana Banan, that's fucking ugly. And Melissa Martinez is okay-ish, but not really. Yeah, I'm going with Rayan Dos Santos here. I think she's just a better mixed martial artist who's also much younger in her career, and I trust her to make uh, pretty decent improvements from fight to fight. Uh, this line's a bit meh, though, because she hasn't really shown the level to be this big of a favorite over quite literally anybody. Let's be real. She has a loss to Puja Tomar, even though I think it was a robbery. She has a loss to Puja Tomar, and she's minus 400. Please be real with me, please. But I think she wins. I think she's just a better fighter. I think she's more technical on the feet. Maybe she can get bullied physicality wise. Maybe everybody's picking Dos Santos. I mean, yeah, she shouldn't lose to a lady who's 9-7. If I'm being real, I'm gonna say Ryan Dos Santos wins the decision here. Moving up to lightweight, Balaji Oki taking on Michael Aswell on short notice. Uh, I'm going with Balaji Oki here. He was originally scheduled to fight who? Markel Medeiros, but he pulled out. And Michael Aswell's taking this on like 3 days' notice, up a weight class. Granted, last guy who took a short notice fight against OG up a weight class was Timothy Kwamba, and that was a pretty competitive fight. But I actually think Timothy Kwamba's not too bad. But I gotta go with Oki here. He's a big freakish guy for lightweight. Good frame on him. He's gonna be rocking a big reach advantage. I didn't watch tape that much on this Aswell guy. I watched like a fight because I just feel like this is a tough one for anybody making their debut here. Oki's a little bit of a dum-dum, but he is very talented as far as like athletic attributes go. He's pretty quick. He's got really good power. He throws a nice 1-2. He's just an athletic guy, dude. And he's decently well-rounded when he's not stuffing his head into the guillotine of Chris Duncan like a Nimrod. He should be able to win this fight. He's going to be bigger. He's going to be stronger. He's probably going to be faster. He's going to be more powerful for sure. He should probably win this fight. He should get himself his first UFC finish here. I think he can land a nice 1-2 down the pipe on Aswell with that giant reach advantage and the speed advantage that I feel like he'll have. I think he can hurt Aswell on the feet. Also, Balaji Oki's a guy who's pretty good at stalking guys down, and they are in the smaller cage. There's a couple of fights on this card where I feel like the smaller cage is going to play a benefit. I think this might be one of them here. Uh, yeah, I'm going with Balaji Oki. I think he can get a TKO here in this matchup at like rounds 1 or 2. Moving up to a catchweight at 180 pounds, Andreas Gustafsson taking on Trevin Giles. This is an interesting one. This is a pretty interesting stylistic matchup because I think Trevin Giles is good. He's got really sharp boxing. He's got good hands at range. You know, he's putting hands on a lot of guys. He was putting hands on Protez. He was putting hands on Mallet. Hell, for a while he was putting hands on DDP. But he gets knocked out by these guys, is the problem. Like, he looks good until he gets finished. I think he's going to have a disgusting advantage on the feet in space against Andreas Gustafsson. I think he's going to be much faster. He's going to be much sharper with the boxing. Now it's, do you think Trevin Giles is just going to be able to pepper Gustafson at range with his cleaner boxing, or do you trust Gustafson to kind of apply his pressure, grimy, dirty boxing clinch style up against the cage and just obliterate Trevin Giles? And this is another thing. Like I've seen Andreas Gustafsson kind of wobble a little bit. I've seen him stung by some shots, and I think Trevin Giles can definitely do that. I think that's why this fight's so close. I don't think the smaller cage helps Giles here at all. And I like my thing with Trevin Giles is he always looks so good until he gets fucking finished, until he gets flatline KO'd in a cartoonish way. You know what I mean? Like I could see him beating up Gustafsson for a long time in this fight. But if Gustafsson gets him up against the cage and is able to clinch him, uh, I think he can kind of get mushed up in that exchange. And Gustafsson's got nice knees. He's got nasty elbows. He's a fucking strong guy too. Uh, he is a bit older, which is surprising. These guys are the exact same size as well. I don't know who the 10 pounds is really gonna help that much because this is a catch weight. You know, you would think maybe the extra 10 pounds would help with Trevin Giles' durability. I'm not so sure. I just think the chin's a little bit cooked when it gets hit clean, personally. I don't think Gustafsson is the most durable guy either. This is a really interesting stylistic matchup. I'm going to lean with Gustafsson just because I think the small cage benefits his style. And Trevin Giles, Trevin Giles should have beaten Mike Mallet if he would just throw more strikes. Like, he let himself lose this fight. And if there's one thing Andreas Gustafsson's going to do, he's going to go out there and try and win the fight. You know what I mean? Like watching that Mike Mallet fight back, Trevin Giles literally had a free win and he just would not engage. And he threw the fight basically, watching it. What are people feeling? Nobody's picking Giles. That's interesting. I feel like Giles is actually a pretty good underdog here. I'm giving him a shout here. I think he's a solid underdog on this matchup. But I'm going to go with Gustafsson. I think he will probably get a TKO after some adversity for sure out in space on the feet. Moving up to lightweight, Jordan Leavitt taking on Kurt Holobaugh. Another tricky stylistic one because it's hard to want to pick Jordan Leavitt when this is his fucking profile picture, bro. Both of these guys have really clear ways to win this fight. Kurt Holobaugh's clear way to win this fight is just knock Jordan Leavitt the fuck out on the feet, which he can do. He's got really nasty boxing. He throws hard. He's got good timing. He's got good speed for an older guy. He's nasty on the feet, and he should have beaten Alexander Hernandez in his last fight on damage, but whatever, dude. The thing is, I think Jordan Leavitt has a clear upside in the grappling. Kurt Holobaugh, you know, he's got a jiu-jitsu black belt or whatever, but he fucking sucks off bottom. He's terrible, and he just lets himself get held down. Like, he can't get back up once he gets taken down. Hernandez was able to do this. Trey Ogden was able to do this easily. I could see Jordan Leavitt easily implementing just the get the takedown and just lay on top of Hollowball while he just fucking squirms around and does nothing for 15 minutes. I could see that easily. However, I feel like in any stand-up exchange, Jordan Leavitt will be in trouble. Jordan Leavitt's striking's okay, but it's not good. Hollowball's is good. He's got good counter striking as well. How are people feeling? Some people picking Hollowball, but a lot more people are picking Leavitt, man. Who is the people's dog for this card? I have a feeling I know who it is, but I keep expecting it to be like, I thought it was going to be Hollowball. I thought it was going to be Giles, too. Logic is telling me that Jordan Leavitt has great grappling. He should be able to get Hollowball down and hold him down pretty easily. But there is a part of me that is absolutely horrified of Jordan Leavitt getting into a scrap with Kurt Hollowball on the feet. Like, he either gets flatline KO'd probably, or he just dominates Kurt Hollowball in the grappling. He should dominate Kurt Hollowball in the grappling. It's just such a clear path for Jordan Leavitt. I'm going to trust him to take that path. I'm going to go with Jordan Leavitt here. I'm going to say Jordan Leavitt probably wins the decision. I don't know if he necessarily subs Kurt Hollowball, because Kurt Hollowball can keep himself pretty safe on the ground. It's just he can't really get up, so he loses minutes of a round based on that. I think Jordan Leavitt can just hold him down, honestly, for 15 minutes. I feel like that's the most likely scenario here. Moving up to flyweight. This is a good fight. I'm excited for this fight. Alan Nascimento finally back. Take on Rafael Fiuho. This is a sick fight. Two pretty talented grapplers as well. Similar sized guys. Decent records, beating decent guys. I think this is going to be a really good fight. Hard one to break down though because Nascimento's been on such a layoff. He hasn't fought in a long time. 2 years and 4 months ago. Ugh. I like Nascimento too. I think he's good. But there's something to be said for Fieldhouse activity. I think on the feet they're pretty even. Nobody's really that great on the feet, Fieldhouse or Nascimento. Fieldhouse gasses out a lot in the third round if it gets to that. I think I'm going to lean Alan Nascimento here because when I break down their styles of grappling, kind of in my head, both of these guys are submission artists, but where a Rafael Fieldhouse will get like a limb lock, like an arm bar, like a leg lock. He'll go for that, or he'll go for maybe like a triangle from bottom position. Alan Nascimento's a guy who will go for like he'll take your back and work from there, or if he gets the mount, he'll maybe go for like an arm triangle. And even if neither guy gets the submissions they go for and they get canceled out by each other's jujitsu, Nascimento's a guy who goes for submissions from pretty dominant position, while Phil is a guy who goes for submissions from a losing position. Does that make sense? I feel like what I said makes sense. So if Alan Nascimento, if both of these guys are doing jujitsu, Phil's pretty good off of his back. Nascimento's pretty good from like the back or in like mount, things like that. Being on your back means you're losing minutes of the fight. Basically. I think it's going to be a close fight. The line indicates that for sure. I'm not sure how Nascimento is going to look after 2 years off, though, so I'm a little bit worried. But I think he wins a decision here. I think this is going to be a pretty competitive fight. I could see probably 29-28 for Nascimento. I feel like he might be a little bit rusty. And Fijo's a guy who comes out pretty hot early. It kind of tapers off pretty hard near the end of the fight. When we look at Nascimento, though, he's got a split decision loss against Tagir Ulanbekov, split decision loss against Haulian Paiva, which isn't great, but Paiva wasn't that bad back in the day. Pretty even, 60-40. I kind of agree with this. I think it's going to be a Nascimento decision, though. I think this is going to be a pretty competitive fight, but I'm going to trust him in grappling exchanges when both of these guys are trying to submit each other. Or maybe this just becomes a kickboxing fight because they're both worried about each other's jiu-jitsu. I can see that as well. And in that, I think they're pretty even. Maybe Phil's a little bit better on the feet, or he will be earlier on, but maybe Nascimento comes back at the end once Phil kind of slows down a little bit. I don't know. This is going to be a really competitive fight. I'm excited for this one. I'm going to lean Nascimento decision like 29-28, maybe even a split. I think this could be a really close fight. I think it should be a good one, though. Moving up to 185, opening up the main card, Zachary Reese versus Dusko Todorovic. Guys, I'm going with Zachary Reese. Dusko Todorovic is the king of getting just knocked the fuck out. And Zachary Reese is basically an early finisher bust kind of guy. He lost to Asmad Bakoyev. Not the worst loss in the world. Beat up on Jose Medina for 3 rounds. Knocked out Julian Marquez. Got fluked by Cody Brundage. And did beat Eli Aronov by armbar. Like, he's pretty diverse in his skill set as well. He's got good submission skills as well. A lot of people are picking him to knock out Todorovic. Yeah, I agree, man. Todorovic has good power, but his defensive striking is just something to be desired. And having bad defensive striking with a very, very suspect chin against a guy whose defensive striking is also kind of mid, but I just feel like Zachary Reese has a little bit more to give in the durability department. Granted, I don't know how durable he is after the fucking referee flatline knocked him out cold by slamming his head into the canvas in this fight against Bakoyev, which was really fucking funny to watch. But he should be able to knock out Dusko Todorovic here. He has no momentum. He's a bigger guy. He's got a good reach advantage. I think he's sharper on the feet. He can mix it up with the grappling as well. He's got decent subs. I think Zachary Reese wins this fight inside the distance probably like 7 times out of 10. Dusko has power. He can land a shot. Completely possible, but I'm trusting Zachary Reese here to get the finish for sure. Moving up to women's bantamweight, Ketlen Vieira taking on Macy Chasson. Going with an underdog here. I'm going with Macy Chasson. I don't think Ketlen Vieira is all that. Split decision against Raquel Pennington. Not the worst performance in the world. Beat Penny Kienzed. I don't really care. And lost to Kayla Harrison. Split decision against Holly Holm. Taking Miesha Tate to a decision. I don't love it. Macy Chasson's a pretty dangerous lady. She's got a really crazy frame, really crazy reach. She's coming off of a good win against Mara Bueno Silva, where she got a nasty cut on Mara Bueno Silva. Beat Penny Kienza, but she finished her. Got fluked by Irene Aldana by an upkick to the liver. She was beating Aldana too pretty clearly here, so she should at least be a 4-1 in her last 5. Split decision over Norma Dumont. Not easy to do. Dumont's looking like a really good prospect right now. Norma Dumont's put together a good streak, so that's a good win. Lost to Raquel Pennington about 4 years ago. I just like Macy Chasson here. I think she's better. I think she's better on the feet. I think she's sharper. I think she's faster. I think she's good in the clinch. I don't see her really getting muscle fucked around by Ketlin Vieira. And I think she can use this reach advantage. What is it? 4-inch reach advantage? 3-inch height advantage? I think she can ping Ketlin Vieira at range because Ketlin Vieira is kind of a. She doesn't really do anything too exceptional. I don't know. I just feel like Macy Chasson here's the side, and I like her as an underdog here in this matchup. A lot of people are picking Chasson, which I agree with. I think she's the better fighter here. As long as she doesn't get like fluke submitted or fucking up kicked to the liver somehow, I think she wins this fight by decision. More often than not. Just being the more technical lady on the feet, and she's pretty solid in the grappling as well. She's not a fish completely, so yeah, I like her here. I'm gonna go with Macy Chasson by decision. I think she can just land more shots, cleaner shots against Ketlin Vieira on the feet, utilizing her reach advantage. I think she can clinch her up against the cage as well. She's pretty good at that. I think she can keep herself safe from submissions. I think she'll win a pretty competitive decision. Moving up to 205, light heavyweight, Dustin Jacoby taking on Bruno Lopez. Guys, you know I'm biased. I like Dustin Jacoby. He's my dog. And he's coming off a big win, flatline KO, Vitor Petrino. Good to see him get a little bit of momentum back in his career after getting robbed by Khalil Roundtree. I'll say it every single fucking time he fights. He should beat Bruno Lopez, though. I think Bruno Lopez is quite shit when I watch him fight. Got KO by Ribeiro. Ribeiro's not bad, though. Goes back to LFA. Beat a guy whose name I can't fucking pronounce. And then beats Magomed Gazia who is okay. But Gazia Zulov isn't dangerous. Like, at all. Like, he's a decision-based guy. Like, he's got nice kicks, Gazia Zulov. But he's got no power. He's got no threat. And he also was getting out-grappled by fucking Vincent Ribeiro. You know what I mean? Dustin Jacoby's good, dude. Like, when we look at who he's lost to, Azamat Mirzakhanov, beast. And he almost had Mirzakhanov out of there in the 3rd round. He almost finished him in the 3rd round. Flatline Kennedy Nzechukwu. Lost to Alonzo Minifield in a fight once again where Dustin Jacoby's just winning the fight, but he gets caught by these freak power punchers and kind of gets wobbled. His chin's not the best at 37. Lost to Dominic Reyes, was kind of just pressuring Dominic Reyes, got caught with that counter that Dominic Reyes has. But, like, is this such a bad loss now? Because this dude just flatlined Krylov. So, you know what? I don't think that's such a bad loss. And then he beats the steroid mutant monster Vitor Petrino. Well, with the fucking Kamaru Usman Masvidal 2 fucking shot straight from hell and just absolutely obliterated him. I'm going with Jacoby, man. Even at 37, he's pretty athletic. He's a really good tenured kickboxer. He's got nice striking. He's got good power, underrated power, I feel like. And Bruno Lopez is a guy, I think, largely who is predicated on his grappling skill. Dustin Jacoby's got good hips. He's got decent takedown defense. I don't see him really getting grapple fucked here. And he's got pretty good urgency to get back up as well. He's got a reach advantage. He trains at a good gym with Factory X. I think he should be able to put hands on Bruno Lopez and finish him. The only thing for Jacoby for me at this point in his career, he's taking big shots off of really big power punchers. You know what I mean? This is a guy who's fighting Alex Pereira in glory. Dustin Jacoby, I do believe. And in the UFC, he's fought Khalil Roundtree, Azamat Mirzakhanov, Alonzo Minifield, Dominic Reyes, Petrino. He's fought a lot of powerful guys, and he's taking some big shots off of him. So his durability, in my humble opinion, isn't what it used to be. But I think he's more skilled than Bruno Lopez on the feet easily. I think he can keep himself safe here. I think he wins this fight by TKO. What are people feeling? About the same. Smart people, bro. Moving up to welterweight, Ramiz Brahimaj taking on Billy Golf. I'm going with Billy Golf. I think Ramiz Brahimaj is fucking terrible. I know he beat Mickey Gall. He finished the first guy in his entire career. Impressive stuff, dude. Got dominated by Themba Grimbo and lost to Court McGee. He lost to Court McGee in like 2023. Do I really need to say anything about this? And he's a grappler and he got dominated in the grappling by Themba Grimbo, who got submitted by Vicente Luque in like 1 minute. Billy Ray Goff is a dog. Uh, could have beaten Trey Waters. This was a close fight. And, like he's just a good fighter, bro. He's solid everywhere. He's definitely better on the feet. He's a durable son of a bitch too. He should probably just win this fight outright. I don't think Brahimaj is that good. Maybe I'm underselling Brahimaj. I don't know necessarily if he TKOs Brahimaj though. People think he TKOs him. I could see this being a decision for sure. Um, we'll be bold. I'm gonna say Billy Goff wins this fight. I'm gonna say he wins this fight inside the distance for sure. Probably a TKO over Brahimaj actually. Yeah, we can't be losing to Court McGee and 2020 whatever the fuck. Uh, moving up to the co-main event, which should honestly have been the main event. I don't know why this wasn't given 5 rounds. To be honest, it's literally a top 5 lightweight fighter in the co-main event. They disrespect Mr. Mateusz Gamrot so much, brother. But we have Mateusz Gamrot taking on Ludovic Klein. This is the best fight on the card, right? This is a good fight. I'm excited for this fight because I think Ludovic Klein's decent. Now, this was the guy I thought, looking at this card, was going to be the people's underdog. Am I correct? No. Nobody's picking Klein. I thought people would be high on Klein because the line's so close, too. I think Klein is good. I think this is winnable for him, especially because it's 3 rounds. Because I could see Klein hurting Gamrot on the feet because Gamrot's a bit chinny. He is a bit chinny. But watching tape for this fight, Ludovic Klein has bad takedown defense. He's got good hips. He can sprawl a shot. He has good first level takedown defense. Like if you shoot a shot on Ludovic Klein, he's good at stopping it. But man, Gamrot doesn't just shoot a shot. This is a guy who's got relentless cardio and relentless chain wrestling. And where Ludovic Klein would be able to stop a shot from fucking Joe Schmo and give him his hips, Gamrot's he's gonna switch single. He's gonna try and drive through him. He's gonna keep on that takedown until he fucking gets it. And I'm not so sure what Ludovic Klein has off of his back. He's an explosive, athletic guy. Maybe he pops back up. But that's going to be easier said than done. Not on the feet, although I think Gamrot's a bit chinny. I think his striking has come a long way. I think he's pretty solid on the feet. I don't think he's too bad. Like, he was landing good shots on Dan Hooker. They were banging it out in a really competitive fight. Beat RDA. Got hurt in that fight, though. Fluked Fazeev. Beat Jalen Turner. Got hurt in that fight, though. He's a guy who gets hurt, but he doesn't really get finished. And if he's losing to, good fighters, right? Guys who've been ranked in the top 10 for a really long time. I'm going to trust Mateusz Gamrot here to get a decision. I think this could be a really close fight. I think it's winnable for Ludovic Klein. Maybe Ludovic Klein wins on damage, lands better shots on the feet. I don't love the performance he had against Roosevelt Roberts, but he's pretty tricky. Taking Thiago Moises to a decision, buddy. Jared Gordon finishes him. Pal. Beats AJ Cunningham, who gives a fuck. Beat Ignacio Bahamondes. That's an underrated win. That's a good win for him. Draw against Jai Herbert. It says decision majority, but that has a D for a draw. Somebody's fucking lying to me. I don't know. I just think this is a level above guys Ludovic Klein's been fighting, and I think he does have a weakness to the Gamrot chain wrestling. Because he has very surface level takedown defense. You know what I mean? And I think he might struggle if he does get taken down. I think Gamrot can hang on the feet. He's the bigger guy here. I think he might actually be the stronger guy, despite Klein being like a jacked mutant monster looking guy, because he's much smaller. I'm gonna trust Gamrot. I think he wins the decision here by out-grappling Ludovic Klein. I think this is going to be a really close fight, though, so I'm excited for this one. This is the best fight on the card. I wish it was 5 rounds. If it was 5 rounds, I'd be picking Gamrot all fucking day. Closing out the card with an absolute thrill ride. I can't wait to watch the clinching up against the cage for half an fucking hour. At women's flyweight, Erin Blanchfield taking on Macy Barber. Woo! Woo-wee. I'm going with Erin Blanchfield here. Macy Barber, although she has a very clean record right now, split decision against Andrea Lee. You know what I'm saying? Jessica I, oh boy, beat Montana De La Rosa. I don't know, dude. I've seen Macy Barber get held down in the grappling a little bit. And I think Erin Blanchfield's decent. I mean, she beat Rose Namajunas. She lost to Manon Fiorot. People were convinced she was going to beat Manon Fiorot. She was a favorite in this fight, but I wasn't convinced. Um, I'm pretty sharp at the women's flyweight at the top level. What can I say? Talia Santos, good win. Jessica Andrade, subbed her easy, good win. Molly McCann, you know. Erin Blanchfield's good though, and she's got some good 5-round experience now. She's had a main event against Manon Fiorot. She's had a main event against. This was a main event, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was against Manon Fiorot. This was 5 rounds for sure. Got good experience against 2 high-level ladies. I mean, Manon Fiorot gave Shevchenko everything she could handle, and Valentina and Namajunas was a multiple-time champion. You know what I mean? Whereas Macy Barber, like Caitlin Sermonara is okay, but she was okay like 3 or 4 years ago. You know what I mean? She's not so good now. And where I think Macy Barber has advantages on the feet, and I think she has an advantage in the athleticism. I think the pressure, the pace, the durability, the grappling of Erin Blanchfield wins with this fight in a 5-rounder. In a 3-rounder, I could see Macy Barber for sure. In a 5-rounder, I'm not seeing it quite so much here. Especially because Erin Blanchfield also has a little bit of a reach advantage. Yeah, everybody's on Blanchfield by decision. That's kind of how I feel. I can honestly see Blanchfield getting a sub, though. I've seen Macy Barber give pretty bad position to grapplers who are much worse than Erin Blanchfield. And I don't think Macy Barber has the physicality of someone like a Fiorot. I don't think she has that presence of being a fucking a dude in there. You know what I mean? I can't remember specifically, but I'm pretty sure she got taken down a couple times against Andrea Lee. And if that is the case, she should get absolutely grapple fucked by Erin Blanchfield. Maybe Blanchfield gives up a round or 2 early. But I think the pressure and the pace is going to start to wear on Barber a little bit. I don't think Barber can really hurt her with the hands. If Blanchfield's taking shots off of Namajunas and Fiorot, I don't think Barber's really got any power or pop is really going to stun her too bad. I think she's got a clear path to victory. Yeah, I'm going with Erin Blanchfield here. I could see a submission. You know what? I'll predict submission. I'll be bold. I'm going to say she's going to get a submission win here over Macy Barber and get herself back in title talks here with this victory. A lot of people were convinced she was going straight to the belt. I wasn't quite so sure. I thought she would lose to Fiorot, and she did. But I did pick her to beat Namajunas, and I think I'm going to pick her here. I've got a pretty good read on Erin Blanchfield, but then once again, whenever I say I have a pretty good read on somebody, they lose horrifically. So take that with a grain of salt. But yeah, that's it for this one, boys. Thank you guys for watching. If you did watch this one, if you're new, subscribe. I appreciate it a ton. Thank you to the couple of people that subscribed off the last video. I appreciate it a lot. And I'll catch you guys next time. See ya.